but I'm coloring. I just finished playing my game like what, like an hour ago or something like that. The Hedgies game, but I don't know. I just feel like I feel like once I start doing my work, I'm gonna be in marathon mode. I'm probably just keep working well into the night with only a break for like lunch, dinner. So yeah, so I decided to come on in color, and I'm working on this PDF. I got a bunch of PDFs from Etsy. It's by the from, I think they're called Dreamscapes Coloring, I think their name is. Hold on one second, I can look. I can look. Oh, with a little bit of effort. Switch keyboards, or switch my keyboard to my other um Three Mermaids digital. Oh, not that one. Fantasy Mermaids is what it's called. No, not that one. I like that one though. Yeah, I need, I need kind of need to show those. Maybe I'll print those while I'm on here. Um, because I found I found an illustrator. They're hand drawn images by Elena Lazareva Art, and she had some mermaids in there too. I did download that one, and um, but I'm trying to find the one that I. Okay, Dreamscape Pages. That's the name of where this one comes from. Dreamscapes Pages is the channel. I've bought some other things from her, so I got like a discount. I think I got like 70% off or something like that of these PDFs. And there's 30 images. Although, yeah, and there's like five, it says five PDF files. There's like five separate files. Some of them are the images in dark, and some of them are the images in light. And I can show you, um, I'll show you the images. Some of them I started coloring. I've been printing these on that Southtown kind of heavy printer paper. My coffee's over here. I don't know where else to put it. I got too much stuff on here. Got my watercolor pencils up here. I could move them because right now I think I'm going to work in this and do the watercolor one later because I'm trying to figure out how to color in these grayscale images. Yeah, it's not something I'm really skilled with, so I don't know. I can't let go of my coffee. I want my coffee. Anyway, so I printed these on that Southtown kind of cardstock paper, which I don't really like, but now I think, I found a use for them. It seems to be working well with polychromos pencils. Kind of, that's one thing about them. And two, I don't know, it just seems to be working for me with this grayscale for some reason. I don't know why. So that's one image from there. There's one of these that I actually printed. Is this one? Yeah. Is this cardstock? No. This one's cardstock. This one I use like my favorite cardstock. The one that, like, I don't know, I'm always posting the link for that one. Um to see, because I wanted to see how the pencils and how coloring the grayscale worked on this compared to on this. I don't have a verdict out yet, but I kind of feel like so far I think I like coloring on the lighter cardstock as opposed to my favorite cardstock. Seems to be the way. Um, and it's actually the first one I started coloring was this one, which is on the lighter paper, the Southtown paper. Um, and I just was feeling like, oh my gosh, the hair is so labor intensive. I was working on the hair, like I'm still working on the hair, obviously. I'm still working on the hair in the spots where I've worked on the hair. And so it seemed like, man, that's taken a whole lot of time. Um, this was a little bit like is this was a an effort too. Like, I was using a combination Derwent Chromaflows and Prismas. I wasn't sure how I was liking it or feeling it, but I was trying to. I also had the dilemma of like the reflection things that the grayscale had in the body, which was really pretty. But it's like, well, how do I keep that? I was really confused, and so I'm still trying to get it together with that part. I don't quite get it. Um, and so, but and then I tried to kind of okay, like how do I, get something out of these things? Um, trying to figure out how, and like again, started trying to think of using my pencil like a paintbrush instead of a pencil. And so, yeah, that's what I've been trying with this, and at some points it was clicking, and then some points it's like it's not, it wasn't clicking, so I kind of stopped. And that's when I started focusing more on the hair, which like turned into like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get out of this hair. But and then as I'm working on it, I'm thinking more of the other images and like, man, this is really like because it's an AI generated image, it's like I really have to think about what some of these spaces are and how to draw them out as something I want them to be. Now, these are pretty good in that they don't have the amount of errors that maybe other AI images have. But I don't know. Also, when I was coloring this, I think, well, before I downloaded it, I looked for some hand drawn images, and that's exactly what Elena Lazareva's arts pages are. So I'll have to print some of those sometime this week so you can see what those look like. But yeah, there's a couple of hers that I really like. One that isn't a mermaid at all, and I love that image um, that I have. Hers are cost a little bit more, but then they're also hand drawn. So I give her it that for that. And it's kind of just like I saw Christine Caron's images. She has some mermaid images on there, and it's like $4 for each image, but like you know, it's her work, so it's her illustrating that it was done by hand. So it's kind of like the value is there, but I don't know. I kind of would have liked to just download that entire book, that her entire mermaid book, but download it from Etsy as a PDF and then pay the cost that I would pay for a book. I might be willing to do that. But anyway, so I don't really think I like coloring these images on cardstock. Now, if I used paint, I might, but I don't know how to do that. So, um, also something else I probably could do, but again, I don't know, exactly how to do that, is to do a watercolor base or a water brush, or water based marker base. But then I'd have to decide what I want the color of everything to be in, at the beginning, and I'm not that kind of person, so I'd have to plan a palette, find the markers that are the right color, and then do it, which I may try to do that as an experiment. Um, I also thought about going over her skin with a water brush. I mean, not a water brush, a water based marker, um, and how that would look. Because you notice how she has like this, the pencil has a kind of grainy look on here, even though I've like blended, this in, tried to blend it in. It still has a grainy look to it, which in a way I kind of like it, but in a way I kind of don't. And also the fact that I feel like I'm limited in how I can bring out, you know, reinforce some of the tones, the grayscale, the grayer parts, the darker parts, or whatever. I don't know. I just feel kind of limited, and so I don't know how I'm gonna go forward with this. Something else about these, there's something about them that's just disturbing. I guess maybe it's part of that uncanny thing or something. But I actually kind of like in doing the pencil, kind of tried to change their faces a little bit because the originals they look so like kind of childlike, and it just seemed I don't know it offended me somehow. It seemed kind of I don't know kind of weird, but child face and big boobs. It seemed like some weirdo made these. Uh, so I didn't like that feel. So so I don't know how I feel about these pictures as a whole, but there's something that's nice about them, and then there's something that just kind of bugs me. But I'm just gonna color them for the experience. So I've been working on her hair. That's the first thing I did in here. I did stop and color the little fish there. I think I'm going to use some like fine line markers or something to um, put designs or something on them. But I don't know what those designs are going to be until I finish the rest of the page or more of the page, more of other images in it. But I've been using these two Polychromos pencils. What's this say? Uh, Middle cadmium red and does that say matter? Matter. Crap black. Or is it nap black? Madler. Matter. I don't know, that's the color. And then I've also been using Prismacolor crimson red. And probably somewhere in there I'm gonna put a white or get a white to put in there. To bring out the highlights. I'm trying not to lose the highlights because they're so pretty. In the original, it just seems kind of I don't know. I'm trying not to lose it. I'm trying to keep the same feeling, but then part of it, once you color it in, it doesn't look. It needs more showing the hairline and things like that. So, um, but I colored the fish and started coloring the castle because I just wanted to get out of it, get into a different color to get an idea of, what do I want the palette to be in the picture. And I need to switch out my trays here of my sharpeners. I'm trying to remember what sharpener I used for the Polychromos because it's been so long since I've used them. And I don't know why this is out, but I'm going to sharpen it. Oh, must not have been this because it's not fitting. Not very well. No, not that one. Ugh. Coom is a no. Coom is a no. That looks kind of odd. Anyway. Did I show all of the pictures? I didn't. Let me show all of the pictures. Okay, so you've seen two of them. This is another one. And the interesting thing is how washed out it gets at above. I don't know. I'm confused by some of these images. The AI ones. If it's not hand drawn, it seems like it kind of just gives up in some spots. I guess due to the prompt. This is gorgeous down here. That I like all those ripples. I don't know. There just seems to be something soulless about I don't know if it's just me or what. There just seems to be something soulless about the images. I don't know. But that's pretty back there. I wonder how you would keep that kind of light happening back there. So, yeah, I want them to figure out, in order to figure those things out. Her face is a little goofy. I like that fish. I even thought about maybe like tracing some of this and then making it look more like I would want it to look. And I feel like, maybe. I mean, that's not such a, even though that sounds weird and kind of childish, actually, I learned how to write cursive by tracing my sister's, the back of my sister's essays she had to, that were graded or whatever for school. She'd bring them home, and her teacher had her only write on one side of the page. And so I would take her graded pages and flip them over, and I would trace her cursive writing, which is probably why we write so similar. Um, so it's kind of like you learn sometimes from tracing. Just like I feel like I'm learning from coloring these a little bit more about light. And so I thought about doing that, but it's like, oh, I'd be like, oh, it's a thing to lead to something else. It's not to be a thing itself. And so I have to, and I don't do well with things like that. That like I need to have even the thing that's leading up to the thing to be something, at least in this respect. So I don't like the, see, there's something about their bodies. The elongated torso is weird to me. Just something about it is just very strange. But anyway, it looks like she has a mollusk on her head or something. It's like a helmet. But whatever. Let me stop tearing up the images. I like the background though. So I wonder if I like took the background, traced the background or something, and then put my own body in the middle. I don't know. So there's something that's nice about all of these, and then there's something that irks me about all of these. This one's kind of cool. And their hair is all the same, which is like, okay. I'm gonna have to read some of those, the original, or not really original, but I'm gonna have to go read the folk tale about mermaids, which might make me not color these things at all ever again. But like I said, Haitians have stories about mermaids that, like, you probably don't want to be. Ooh, I like how the plants are in here. That's kind of neat. Then I think of the way that a mermaid's body is, and so when they get down to here, it's like they're treating it like she has legs, but she doesn't have legs. She's got a fin. So that kind of bugs me too. Am I picky or what? She actually does have legs. Mermaids don't have legs; they have fins, right? That's how it is, right? Uh, but it gave me something to color. They were extremely cheap, so I went with it. And it gives me ideas. So, ooh, that fish is a little messed up. It's a little cockeyed. I like the building in the background. It's kind of cool. Actually could use these to practice drawing the buildings in the background. Practice drawing backgrounds. I like this. Love her hands. That's kind of a nice one. The composition. Is she wearing a crown? I like the flowers. See what they did there? Kind of giving her legs. They have fins. They have fins. But okay. That's interesting. Just reminds me of Farrah Fawcett. But her face doesn't look like Farrah Fawcett. Okay, so to my page. To my page and then coloring now. Hey Lee, good morning. So now with this thing, it almost seems like she has some kind of, I don't know, some kind of thing on her head. A shell or something? I don't know. A beanie? So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this because that's, I don't know. But with this, it looks like a crystal. So I actually colored that in or kind of traced it last night. So I would not, I would know that that's there. And it would give me, every time I look at it, kind of unconsciously help me to think about how the rest of this should be to fit in with that. I don't know. Again, it's another thing with like the AI images is that it doesn't always delineate things well, everything that's present. Because, it's going by a prompt, it's going by language, not by a person with their own brain and their own senses making it. So, anyway. So that's what is, I think maybe that was 15 of the images from that set. And let's see. I'm going to see if I can see it better in here. Not really. Can't tell what that is, so I have to make something up. Might have to draw it in with pencil. Kind of guess what that is. And draw it in with pencil, or guess what I want it to be. I want to see some of my purples. Do I have a dark purple in here? I gotta have a dark purple. Is there no dark purple? Or is it out of the case? What's here? No, this is like some kind of blue. Indigo. Got a purple here. What's this one? Is this it? Where's the name? Oh, violet. Maybe this is it? I would expect a darker barrel, but maybe not. I don't know. I might use a Prismacolor for the darker purple. We'll see. Okay. Just had to check that. Check that. Is it, did I don't think I used this yet. I don't think I like this purple too much. Yes, I'm not, yeah, I don't like that at all. Ooh. Where are we gonna go now? Trying to figure out what this is too in here. I probably should color this thing so I don't have to worry about mixing it up with the building. Did I try the... I'm telling you, this Color Sharpener really is the bomb.com. It gets things to such a nice point. So I kind of feel like these images are really labor intensive. But I feel like they also kind of help you rethink things and improve certain things in your coloring that you wouldn't think of or have to do in something where you got a clearly delineated image and you don't have somebody else figuring out the shading for you. So that, I mean, because on your own image, you don't even have to do shading if you don't want to. It's just like you color it in. So it's really kind of labor intensive. I need a dark green. This one, dark green. And Prisma. And I find myself using the polychromos to kind of move the Prismacolors around and to kind of and vice versa, kind of like depending on how I put them in, it's so one will control the other, kind of. Like I said, it seems like I can't use one pencil at a time. There always has to be another somewhere. You see, now I'm pushing the Prisma pigment with the polychromos, and that's where I feel like I'm painting. When you start pushing the color into another color, I feel like I'm painting. Because that's what you do there. Da, da, da. Hey Jill, good morning. So let's see. Kind of feel like doing the rock. Cause I'm just like, whatever I feel like doing in here, I do. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't do it. And wait, it's kind of like I need to let the picture lead me. And I also need to stop and think about what some things are in here. So I'm trying not to rush it or, you know, move ahead of anything. Trying to be thoughtful about it. In this part, it's kind of like trying to decide what's hair and what is this plant. Where's my white? I do have a light green too. How crazy is this light green? I wonder. It's like so yellow. That might not have been what I was after, but I'm gonna keep using it. I don't want to overuse the white. Thank you, Jill. I'm drinking more coffee with molasses in it. I'm telling you, that really, yeah. I like it. And I'm also putting hot cocoa in it. I always put hot cocoa in my coffee, which is really bad, but I do. And a teaspoon of molasses and tablespoon of hot cocoa. It's really good. So yeah, I think once I start working today, I'm gonna be hardcore into it nonstop. Just like marathon. So I felt like, let me color this morning because I know some other people come on later today and I can watch them while I work. Ivy Pearl or Tailor Made come on at 3. And some of this, I don't know if is it hair or that can't be hair. Or we're not going to let it be hair. I thought my orthodontist appointment was tomorrow and it's actually Thursday. But that actually works better for me. So I'm glad. But I roasted walnuts today because I was like, I eating normal. And I actually I took them out of the oven after I did my gaming, finished my gaming stream with Hedgies, and I ate some. So that was breakfast. I thought about should I go full on how we ate before braces, which would be an eighth a cup of yogurt, plain Greek yogurt, and crumbled roasted walnuts, drizzle with honey, sprinkle with a little bit of cinnamon, maybe a little wheat germ. That was my breakfast. That used to be my breakfast. Filling, had enough protein to do me. I had to stop with the walnuts once I got the braces so they wouldn't break the brackets. Sometimes I'd also do slice some apple and kind of little squares, cubes, or whatever. Oops, went over. Let's see, I don't like that. Are we gonna break out with the white? What would the green do, I wonder? I use light green. I think this is white. Yeah, this is white. We're going to use whatever came out first. And I'm going to try not to overdo the white. I really am. It's almost like this is like all waxed up. Oh, this feels weird on here. And anyone watching on the replay, be sure to check out Anfield's channel for model train layouts and designs and fun things that he gets to add to his new layout he's working on. And be sure to check in to Jill's Comfort Zone for recipes, good cooking, and some nice life advice. And that reminds me, I need to check Just Read My Books channel to see if she did a short, if she uploaded that short on with the eggs Benedict made with the avocado bread. I have to make that avocado bread. And I'm thinking about maybe, see, the minute I saw that avocado bread being like the batter being mixed out on the the sheet, I don't know, cookie sheet or whatever, that was when like it clicked for me. That's when I asked her, is that rollable? Is that like something you could like roll, like a jelly roll when you make a jelly roll or whatever? Because I could immediately see like something, spreading something creamy, yummy, savory on that whole sheet once it's baked, once it's cooked, and rolling it up and slicing it. And of course, you know me, having something to eat for like a couple days, 2, 3 days. Okay, Jill. I hope your meeting goes well. Not too stressful. No weirdness. Meetings. Meetings I've been to. Always something weird. It's like, oh, always something weird I gotta keep my mouth shut about. It's like, shut up, Linda. Is this gonna make more trouble or something? Don't say nothing. Speak when the Lord tells you to speak. Sometimes when you know the people in your meeting with, and like I always everybody I work, I love everybody I work with, every single one of them, and but when you know them like fairly well or whatever, there's certain things they're gonna like. That's not gonna be a short conversation, and we don't have time for that. So let's not bring that up. I don't know if I should have used brown, but that's probably a better color I could have used. But this is here, so I'm using it. I might be able to cover up with another color later. There's still something about this color that I want to add. Something about it is like, I don't know if it's like not, I don't know. But I don't know how to do that and not have it just be a whole bunch of smudge. And blending doesn't always do it either. Although on this paper, I might be able to do that a little better. Kind of. That's why I say this hair takes a long time. So I was outside yesterday, like I was saying earlier when I was doing the game thing, and I checked my jugs outside that I sewed stuff in, and the parsley is coming up, has sprouted. Parsley is sprouted, and I think a poblano has sprouted. And that poblano is actually like seeds I got from the produce box I get one or two times a month. And I kept the seeds because like they're organic poblanos. They're from an organic farm. So I was like, So I saved seeds and I just sowed them the other week. It was like 2 weeks ago. Um, in a jug and put it outside. And what I wound up doing, when was it? Maybe last Thursday. I put the jugs in. I took all the jugs and I put them inside a big clear plastic bag, and just kind of loosely tied the end of the bag, but like there's tons of air coming in there. Um and because of how the bag slumps, when it rains, it's raining into the bag too, because it rains into the opening and that's sitting on the ground, and then the water trickles down from how I have it positioned towards the jugs. But it also creates helps create. So I did that in part because I usually do winter sowing. I do this thing in the jugs in the winter time. I usually don't do it in the springtime for anything except for zinnias, back when I was really like hardcore gardening. And but now and yeah, I don't really like spring sowing, but I do it for the zinnias because they really won't sprout if I do them earlier up here, because we're in a, I guess now we're zone 6. We used to be zone 5, but anyway, um but because I didn't know I was going to be gardening this year, this is when we're starting. And poblanos do like heat anyway. I don't think they would winter sow because they're a heat loving plant. And but anyway, that's not what I was talking about. Because I'm not doing them in the winter time, and I don't have that advantage where the melting snow keeps the jugs supplied with moisture. Um, there's no snow now. So, and there's no snow that had been there while they were out. So they don't have that to take advantage of. So, um, I decided to put them in a plastic bag, the clear plastic bag, so that they could retain more moisture and more humidity. Because I found that they were losing humidity, and I don't want to water them from the top because that's going to disjoint the seeds. And then I don't want to water them from the bottom because it's a pain in the butt. That's extra work. And I don't do winter sowing to that process. I don't do that for extra work. I do that because I don't want the extra work. I do that because I suck at um, hardening off plants. Every time I try to harden off a plant, I kill it. There's just like I can't do it. Um, so um, so that's what I did. And that was something that I always used to do because um, when my in-laws got certain dogs, that they acquired certain dogs next door, they would come, and one of them would come and take the jugs, and and my in-laws would find them in their backyard and it would be empty, because it's almost like they would take them, it was like a toy. They would take the jug, pick the jug up and like shake it, and everything would be gone out of it. I don't know, they just do their dog thing with it. So I started putting them in the clear plastic bags even in the wintertime, because okay, they can take one jug, okay, but they can't take 10. You know what I mean, that are grouped together. So the weight of them together, would keep them from running off with my jugs. So I that was funny. Yeah, I learned my lesson after after one of them was like, "Okay, we can't do this no more." So I'm gonna have to check them again today. I gotta also, with keeping them in the bags. Then okay, I don't have to worry about them drying out, but then I gotta check to make sure it doesn't get much too moist in there too. So yeah, I'm not used to doing things during this time period except for zinnias. So thinking the parsley I can probably take out of the plastic, because I could put that in the ground now, except that we have a chipmunk that's hanging around that I'm not sure what it's gonna start wanting to eat. So that actually adds another element too, is now we got a critter around, and he seems to be eating really well, and I hope he doesn't want to change in his diet when I put out new seedlings. I hope not. I just don't like doing work and then having it undone. It's something I really don't like. I don't like double work, and I don't like undone work. The lima beans have not sprouted yet, but I know, even from going to the winter sowing forum on Facebook, that people, who are experienced with them, said that yeah, that's like something to spring sow. It needs the warm. It doesn't benefit from stratification, which is stratification is giving a seed a period of cold, um, because it helps to break the outer part of the seed. So, but lima beans don't need that. So, I probably could have just as easily started them indoors, but without having the whole setup that I've had before with doing trying to do plants indoors, but um, I just didn't want to have to keep watching them like that. I don't have time for it. It's my busy time of year, and I didn't have time for like watching to see if seeds didn't conk out on me inside, indoors. Rather have it in nature from the beginning and have it do what it's going to do. And also, like yesterday, because I did the weeding it's in front of the butterfly bush, and man, I'm so tempted to cut a lot of that, cut it down to like half the size, but kept I had to keep watching it as I was trying to weed around it that didn't get me in the eye or grab my hair and pull it or anything like that. Because I don't know, I didn't, that's the thing. If I go outside to do one thing, it turns out I'm doing a whole lot more. Happens every time. But I wasn't dressed for working outside, so let's see, that looks too weird to be hair. I don't know where it would fall. I don't know what to do with this. It just seems odd. It seems like a place where I don't know. I'm gonna make it green. But I can't even remember where I left off, what I was trying to say. I have too many tangents when I talk. Oh, I know. So because I was clearing that because I wanted to, you know, I want to empty my seed stash. I have like I don't even know what size it is. I'd have to look up the size of it. Two Sterlite bins that are, I don't know, they're like 18 inches tall and how wide? 15 by 18 or something like that. I don't know. Some size like that. That's full of seeds, seed packets, collected over the years. And I want to empty them onto these garden beds so that whatever's gonna sprout will sprout. Some things they might not sprout until, you know, next year, after going through the winter time because they need that stratification maybe. Sometimes like if you have old seeds, they may not come up the first year, but if they go through that period of stratification, it kind of shocks their system and then they will sprout. So I don't know. I'm just kind of in a throw them all out there in the bed and, we'll see what happens in upcoming years. And but for some reason, I don't know, I don't know. I can't like tell him everything, but I try to, but I didn't expect my husband to put mulch down on that area. And it's like you're putting mulch down, but like I'm gonna drop seeds there, so you don't really want mulch there. So it's kind of like I have to undo what he did, which, and like I said, I don't like doing that. I don't like double work, but I'm gonna have to do that in order to drop some seeds. So it wasn't really thick, and he was doing that to kind of protect some of, I guess, to hold in the moisture for some plants that were legit, garden flower plants that he found between the weeds because he did a whole lot of weeding in that area. I mean, he cleared it up. He did an excellent job with that. And so the ones that were actually the flowering plants, which and he doesn't know that much about this stuff. And so I had to tell him which ones were the flowers. This is one particular one that's there that had reseeded or whatever, and so it was in some places. And I says, yeah, I want to keep those, at least some of them. So he was able to identify them, and he kept those. And so where he put them, he mulched them to keep the moisture in. So that really was a good thing to do. They might have been okay without it, but that wasn't a bad thing to do. But then I feel bad because I got to undo what he did and then redo. But that's okay. That's how you learn. So that's how you learn. I taught him how to garden, which is pretty funny. He's always lived in the country and he didn't garden. I was like, I guess that's what some people do. They just live in the country because it's the country and it's away from the city, not because they want to do country things. But me, wherever I am, I want to do what I want to do. I want to do what it's good for, what it's there for. That's like at one point, and I'm still not ruling it out. I could see where I could child. I'm saying this. I don't know what's going to happen after I say it, but I could live in Manhattan. I ain't got Manhattan money, but I could live in Manhattan, New York City. Um, have just a total walkable and subway life. Yeah, I could live within one corner, have everything I have be just within that corner, and just live with that. I'm down with that. I do kind of like living that way anyway. Like, not, having to travel all across the universe to get everything you want. Living in the country, that's kind of like what you have to do. And so I don't mind that because I live in the country. But yeah, I like city life where everything is like, right there on the block and whatever. And whereas, like, I don't even know any other, if there's any medium sized cities that have it, that where it's like that anymore. I really think that more cities should be like that. Smaller cities. They used to be. Because when I was little, where I grew up, everything was walkable. The grocery store, the drugstore, you know. I used to ride my bike to the store to get stuff that my mom wanted when we lived in the city. But I could have walked it too, but I liked riding my bike. I lived on my bike when we lived in the city. I was sad when we moved because I kind of lost all my autonomy. Hmm. Okay. I'm kind of trying to feel the page and stay in that mode. It's really hard. I'm finding it like it takes concentration, or it takes really like focus to stay in the mode of just how the things are moving on the page. It's not just filling in with color. It's like really gotta like move with it. Ah. Okay, so I know I don't want everything to be green, but how much of this is with this? Doesn't seem like. Uh, do I want this part? Doesn't seem to belong to anything else. Yeah, I would like to be, I think, in a place where things are more local and rely on what's local. I kind of want things to get back to that, I guess. I never really I never really liked the mall. Because even when I would go to the mall, I would go on the days when, well, because I think at the time I was working on weekends, and so at the times when, part of the time at least, when malls were really popular, um, and maybe the beginning of the times when malls were popular. What did I get? I just got a message. I gotta look just in case. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And I would go on the weekdays during the day, um, and when it wasn't Friday, no Fridays. I'd go like on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays because it was like no crowd, no nothing, you know. Yeah, get rid of this. But even then, like, I mean, I find malls to be like too much input. There's like too much going on. I can't deal with that. And the noise, and like now they really play, like, I don't know, playing the music. When they started playing the music really loud, and I was like, oh brother, it's like sensory overload. Can't take it. But I did find it pretty with all the colors and all the things. But then after a while, I got kind of nauseated by. It's like it was all too much. It's like, do we really need all this? And this is like, we don't need this much variety. I don't know. I mean, you want some variety, but and then when you see now, I mean, I think that kind of variety thing has bitten us in the butt, because now people are, taking advantage of that by making crap, making crap and selling it to us, or making crap so they can, making what they make crap so they can, sell us more sooner, which is like, is that the point? I don't think that's the point of, that's not supposed to be the point of us buying things. I don't know. Do I know what to make of this? It's like she's got a lava lamp on her head. Speaking of malls, what is it? Spencer's used to always have the lava lamps, and then it got to be Hot Topics. I think the merchandising of Punk, which is when Punk died. Once it got to that point, is dead, or not dead, but is that's not, yeah. Once you start merchandising it, it's like. I think that's another. That's speaking of merchandising. I think that's the problem I have with, like, I don't know, like Bibles and things, and helps for reading the Bible. The merchandising involved in it now is just kind of ridiculous. All you need is the one book, really, truthfully. And yet I'm looking, trying to find a parallel Bible, but it doesn't. The parallel Bible I want doesn't exist. They don't make it, which is interesting. There's a reason behind why they don't make it, and I think it's because of um clashing ideology behind the creation, that's behind the creation of the translations, and they're never going to get together, or it's some kind of copyright thing, which I'm like, should that really be on the Bible? Again, merchandising it is like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm side eyeing everything these days. Everything. We are side eyeing everything. By the way, I have my, it looks kind of nasty, but this is my Evelyn Colors cup. I love this cup. It's huge. Sometimes I fill it up once a day, sometimes I fill it up more than once a day. And I think this is one of those more than once a days. It's gonna be. Um, I think I need to color something different. How long have I been on here? Only an hour? It feels longer, maybe because I was on earlier. I want to get some more color in here so when I look back at this, I'm going to have some kind of feel like, oh yeah, well, I did this, let me do this. But I may not be able to do that. Uh, Yellow or pink? Or both? Kind of like the idea of both. Now that I said that. I kind of like the idea of both. And this pencil is so nice and sharp. I had to use it. I've been feeling the urge to do a whole bunch of artistic things, but I can't do them yet. And I'm just like kind of thinking, okay, Lord, whatever one you want me to do first, you let me know, because I'm all the way confused. I got everything going on in my head. Painting and doing a still life with color pencil and all that kind of stuff. Each one involves its own effort and as far as preparing for it. And so it's like, oh, once I prepare for it, I got to do it. And because it's going to be an effort in preparing for it, it's going to take some mind energy. But I don't know. Well, I guess I've liked, I really love the feel of color pencils. And now, now that I have this lesson from all of y'all in the coloring community, specifically, I would say Coloring View and Bubbles. And then they're the primary people that I learned a lot from and started experimenting with other pencils. Then Ivy Pearl came along a few years later, and every time I watch her live, I learn something new. I got Frisket in my collection of things of coloring and art supplies I purchased. I guess last year. It's all sitting in a box. I got like painting, acrylic paint medium and stuff like that I gotta bust out with. I have so many things to work with now, and I gotta figure out how to work them. How to use them. And I don't know what that process is going to be and how that's going to happen, but I do believe it's going to happen unless I'm supposed to give them away to somebody, but I think I'm supposed to use them. So, I don't know. I have to get back into drawing again. I have to practice drawing things other than people, as well as drawing people and drawing people differently, which is something I think some of these PDFs are good for. Even as I critique them, it helps me to think about it more. And it also helps me think about the placement of a body within a background, because since my strength is drawing people, well, that would probably be a logical type of illustrating for me to do, but I kind of would like to be able to draw anything. Okay, like tall order, right? But it's me. I'm always going to ask for more than more than is normal or more than is like even whatever, because I'm just weird like that. I want to do it all. You can't do it all. I need to call to have my piano tuned. I still haven't done that for my complimentary piano tuning from purchasing the piano. I was waiting because our winters, the air is just so dry. And so I was trying to figure out the right humidity for the piano. And so I kind of had that figured out as far as wintertime. But then this morning, I'm a little bit confused because what do you call it, the hydrometer or whatever, is like well over what I know the best humidity was for it in the winter time, but the keys aren't sticking or nothing. So I don't know. I need to just probably call the guy and have him come out, and then also be ready for another tuning in addition to that. I was trying to figure out when the best time was, and it was just tuned before we purchased it, and So they were saying that you probably are, it's just been tuned, and moving it, with professional movers, they're professional movers, is probably not going to need tuning right away. Um, and so that's one reason why I waited. Um, in addition to me trying to figure out the right humidity, but I think I probably need to. I hate calling them before the summer, but I feel like I kind of need to because I don't know what the summer's going to bring. And then also putting in the air conditioner helps to dehumidify a little bit too. So I don't know. There's too many factors for me to figure out. I need to just have the guy come over and check it out. The guy who sold it to me, he he wants to come over and play it. It's a really nice piano. Thank the Lord. Like I never thought I would have it. Well, I hoped, but it wasn't like I wasn't planning for it. I would have spent my money other ways if what happened didn't happen. It did it happened. It just the way it happened. It was like God said, it's time. You're getting it now, and I had like no plan for it. I was gonna get like look. I was looking for used pianos. That was my plan. Looking for a good used piano. Nope. God said, nope. You're getting this one. You're getting the one that you want. The one that you've always wanted. You're getting that one. And so if that's what you wanted, I wasn't going against it. It's like, okay. I looked at it for a few days when it was here. It's like I didn't even, I kind of just touched it because I couldn't believe. It's like, is this in my house? It's like, hey, foot soldier, good morning. I just was like, is this in my house? And almost like waiting for somebody to come and take it away because it's not really mine. Yeah, it just was like, I waited a long time for that piano. We're talking decades. I did play this morning. I kind of I took a couple days off because of what I did with my hitting my thumb on that knob or whatever, or that knob hitting my between like right here, and it's well, it doesn't feel. I don't feel it too much right now. I did feel it this morning, but I don't feel it now. I actually played the piano this morning. I did some warm up exercises. Um, but what I was doing on the days I wasn't playing, I was looking at a lot of videos about technique, and I think I found my technique guru. Because the interesting thing is, I was listening to videos, and it seemed like they were saying the opposite of the other person. It's kind of like with influencers, where one person says something and another person says the opposite. It was kind of like that. But I've been taking in the information from all of them just to kind of measure it and weigh it out, and in some cases try it out, see what it does for me, see how it feels. And I can say that some of their advice from some of them made my hand hurt. I was like, no, it's not supposed to hurt. So then when I would watch another video, then I figured out, oh yeah, that's why my hand hurt. That's what was going on. So, but I found somebody yesterday that not only does she have some of the advice the that I heard from other people that other YouTube people that I think is now I think yeah that's right, but she kind of elaborates more on it, and she actually has like a skeleton of well, she's got a full body skeleton, which is kind of funny. You have one in your house, but I mean, this is her. She's a professor, So it's her business. This is what she teaches. And then she also has one specifically of a hand, the bones in the hand. Um and Yeah, so I watched her videos yesterday and she was talking about relaxing, and I think that's why I keep having that pinky thing, is because I'm not relaxed. And so in the culmination of all the videos I've been watching, because all of them have been helpful, even the ones whose advice I find out, no, that's not for me, or no, that doesn't work. But it's all helped me to figure out how does it feel to play. And so like you see, I'm doing my hand like this now. I'm doing this a lot. I do it during the day now, because like you really are using your whole arm. You have to know what it feels like to use your whole arm when you play, and let your fingers drop. And your arm propelling your fingers rather than your fingers propelling your fingers, because when it's some cases your fingers do need to do more work, but but the tendency is to just let your fingers do the work and not allow the bones of your arm to cause your fingers to move. And that is something I have to get used to, what that feels like. That's what I don't know right now. So that's kind of my focus now, is to know what that feels like. And I'm not there, but it's like a mode you have to slip into, and then practice. And then great advice that this woman gave was like, okay, just a little bit out of your practice time, do that, but then go back and study the repertoire, and just play it. Just don't worry about all that you know technique stuff. Just play it, and that gradually what you're learning in your technique will gradually come into your repertoire playing. So I don't know, she's just really good. I'll share her name somewhere in there. Um, I could look it up now in my history, I think. Do I have YouTube open even? Yeah, I do. Let me go to my history. It was really good. So I subscribed to her. I actually made a playlist and saved it, um, of all the advice she was giving, because it's like, yeah, okay. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh, how far down is she? Well, she is Kate Boyd. Kateboyd. Um, so, and she was saying about arm weight exercises. That's one of her videos. Piano technique, arm weight transfer in legato and staccato. So, which actually is something that it seems like that feeds into something I saw from another video. The guy that was talking about snobby finger, which like that's in his title, about snobby finger, finger sticking out, and the exercise book that he recommended. Um, I purchased it, and that actually does. It has its exercises where you have to the the piano phrase in legato, then play it in staccato, and there is a big difference in how that feels when you're playing. It's crazy how different it is, and arm weight does play into it. So that video hit the nail on the head for me. So Kate Boyd is her name, Professor Kate Boyd. So I'm excited because I have been perseverating over technique. And it's just like I feel like there was something. It's like I didn't want to go any further learning any new piece or anything until I figured that out, because I didn't want to keep practicing with bad habits. And so now back to the repertoire, which I just need to be able to play those three, was it three? Bach pieces. Little, I think that might be from, was it the, I don't know if it's from that or not. Five Easy Pieces or something. Anyway, I need to be able to play those beginning to end without mistakes, without stopping. And I'm not there yet. Because I just keep taking pieces of it. I'm playing what I want. And I don't know, not really focusing. And which I guess is why they have recitals, is because it forces you to do that focus. But I don't want to do no recital. When I was taking that adult piano course, what was it, 2017, I didn't want to do the recital. Ugh, dreaded it. Got through it. I don't ever want to do another one though. I just don't. I don't like ceremony at all. I think that's part of my thing. I don't like any. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I used to like when we had like Christmas concerts and stuff, or like chorus and band. I liked that. Maybe it's that I don't like the solo attention. That could very well be it. I don't like all eyes on me. I don't like it. I'm like, go look somewhere else. Okay, we've worked on that long enough, haven't we? So let's see what else. What else? Do you want pink to come out of there? I really do. I don't know why, but I do. I want it to be pink. The salmon color here that needs to be sharpened. It's bugging me that it's dull. What do they call this color? Where is it? Salmon. Okay. What the is that in Lox? Oh, like Lox, like LOX Lox. Is this what is this, German? Are polychromos pencils German? I don't mind learning a little German color. Ooh. See, these are shavings. I feel like, how can we save them from the pencil itself? Like, how can we save them? Okay, I think I really want pink, but let's start with salmon and see what happens. I feel the call to work. I feel that coming. So we might just do this to start out, and then we'll have something to look back on and say, okay, where do we like this? Do we want to change it? And what do we want to add to it? Do we want this to be pink, or are we going to move this in another direction? His eye keeps standing out, and I keep thinking it's something on the page. Like, something that dropped on the page, a shaving or something. I was like, oh, it's his eye. Oh, excuse me. I think I probably need to eat something a little more. I did have some of those walnuts, roasted walnuts, and I had Ate some grapes, but it's probably not enough. I have such a hard time eating. Hopefully I can get my mind right and not be so, well, first of all, be more prepared for breakfast. Have the presence of mind to cook. Okay, I'm doing a little more than I thought I was going to do. I hope I don't regret it. But the thing I find with putting down the color, particularly on this paper and doing it with polychromos and prismas, is that ability, like I was talking about up here, the ability, or I was up here, to push the color around, push the pigment around, which, like, I don't think I've experienced that with quite the same way in a coloring book, but I could be wrong. And it could be that I can actually do it in the coloring book and I just didn't have the right pencil combination to do it. Or it could be I did it before and just didn't realize it, that that's what was happening. All of these things can be true. Last night I started watching the second season of Lupin, and part of it reminded me last night of what I watched. Part of it reminded me of Animal Kingdom, and that, like, well, that's a bit unrealistic. But it's like, yeah, well, it's a TV show, so, but I still enjoyed it. I watched it dubbed last night because I was watching it on the TV upstairs, which is smaller and further away, and so I couldn't read the subtitles well. So I was like, I'm gonna have to dub it. I'd prefer having it like in the original language, especially when they show a new character, so I can hear what their voice really sounds like. But I wanted to know what was going on more last night, and I can't do that. I can't do the dub if it's too far away for me to read. I don't know what that was, but I just colored it yellow. I'm going in the second time. Even though I probably should go in with a prism color. Let me see what. Oh, that's a nub. Now this is the green light, is what it's called. I don't know if I really want to use this one, do I? Maybe if I do a little spot. Oh, oh dear. Look at that. The tip pillow. So I'll tell you, that Color sharpener is like hardcore. I don't know if I'm going to keep this tip. Kind of works for me though to figure out, do I really want. Do I want white or green? Light. And I think the white's doing okay. Helps me emphasize the white I tried to not color in. Maybe a little bit. Can we do that with this? This is something I'm trying to do more of, to keep the white space and let it work for me. I'm trying to kind of wrap my head around that. Let the white space work for me. Point's not going away either. I mean, it's not coming out the socket, so to speak. Okay. So I think I'm going to stop here. Seems like enough. I'm going to go and do other things. Another cup of coffee. Putter a little bit, then get to work. Maybe plan dinner, then get to work. So thank you all for joining me. And again, these are the PDFs I got from this. This is one from a set of PDFs I got from Etsy. It is by Dreamscapes Pages, and it's 30 Mermaids coloring book. I paid $2.25 for it, I think, because I had like a 70% off coupon for this store. But anyways, so that's there, and yeah, using Prismacolors and Polychromos and some Derwent Chromaflows. So that's it for me. And whoop, can we get it like that? There we go. Focus, focus. Can I get like a close up? I wonder. Maybe that'll be my screenshot it chooses. I don't know. No, that's not working for me. Anyway, have a good rest of your day. Bye.